Good morning, good morning. Hi, Facebook. I feel like falling in love with live video every single day. My dogs hate it because every time I jump on live, I feel like they can recognize my energy and they're like, oh, she's trying to play. I'm like, no, no, I'm not. I'm just trying to do a video. Hello, everybody. Happy Tuesday. I hope everyone's having a really awesome, wonderful week. I felt like it was about time I came on live video to talk to you guys about the supplements I take for mental health, because I feel as if this is something that so many of us struggle with. Anxiety, depression, bipolar disorder, these are all things that I have in my backstory. These are all reasons why I became a life coach, because I wanted to teach people how to take control of their emotions, especially the people who feel like they absolutely can't. Because that was me, guys. I used to feel for the longest time like my mood was always crazy. I was constantly depressed. I attempted suicide my first year of college. I mean, these are real serious issues, guys. And in order to really take care of our mental health, we need to be aware of the nutrients our body needs, okay? What serves us in our life to enhance our ability to feel calm and relaxed and stable, and what actually, inhibits us from feeling that way. We got to be aware of these things, guys. So today I wanted to talk to you about it. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Lauren Eliz. I'm the founder of whatisperfection.com, and I teach women and men how to pick up the pieces and rebuild their lives as a life coach and strategist. Big game change, guys. For me, for the longest time, I felt like I could not have mental stability. I was going to doctor's appointments, one after another, trying to find the medication that worked. And one of the things I think was the most challenging for me was that, maybe some of you guys can relate. It's like one medication is you leave the doctor's office thinking this will solve your problem, right? You're depressed, you're having mood swings, you're up and down all the time, whatever that problem is, anxiety. And you leave the doctor's office with this prescription. And in your mind, you're like, this is the solution to my problem. This is going to solve everything, right? And I know you probably think that way, because I thought that way too for the longest time in my life. And so what happened was I would go to these doctor's appointments, I would leave with the solution, the fix-all, and I would feel like this sense of relief, like, okay, something greater than me that I can't control, something totally not within my power to change. Now I have a pill to fix it. And that was really where my mindset was for a long time, especially, early on when I was, if you guys haven't listened to it, the Imperfection in Me podcast, go on iTunes, go listen to it, go on Google Play. I talk a lot about my experiences growing up and in and out of psych wards, and I really had a hard time finding that mental balance. Here's what I realized. A pill does not solve a problem. It only creates more problems. And I'm not saying this. Keep in mind, guys, do not go off your medication. Don't listen to me and be like, oh, I can just stop taking my meds now. I'm not a doctor, okay? But what I can do is share with you guys some of the pills that I take, the supplements I take every single day to enhance my healthy lifestyle, to make me feel more in line with my mental clarity, right? Now, if you go... Oh, thanks. This is it's really funny. Jasmine's complimenting my necklace. This is from Mantra. If you go on my Instagram, you'll see, and it's a beautiful quote. It's live the life you love. I'm really into inspirational jewelry. I have my WIP Girl bracelet. It says WIP Girl, right? Go on whatisperfection.com. Ask me where I got it. I'll share it with you. Anyway, focus, Lauren, focus. Okay. So here's the deal, guys. I went from being this person who was at rock bottom, suicide, depressed, life was a mess, anxiety, oh, that rhymed, that was so weird. Anxiety was a huge factor. I felt like I was never going to have the life I wanted. And so eventually I started looking into holistic ways to treat the emotional issues I had. And I grew up, also keep in mind, I grew up in an Italian household where, I don't know about you guys, but the woo-woo holistic stuff was not really, real. My mom would be like, oh yeah, that doesn't solve a problem. That doesn't solve a problem. But medication too, was something that was just so taboo, especially for mental health. Having a mental illness and being diagnosed was something that was so foreign to my family. And I was the first one to have to go through it growing up. So anyway, here's the thing. We all struggle with these imbalances, these emotional instabilities, like these moments in our life where we're sort of feeling like, whoa, I'm really depressed and I don't know why, or oh my God, I'm so anxious and I can't control it. What the hell is going on? And for some of us, those issues are greater, right? To the point where they inhibit us from actually having the life that we want, the life that we're really hungry for. So here's what I do, guys. If you go on whatisperfection.com, there's an article today that shows you exactly the medications that supplements, I keep calling them medications, but shows you exactly the supplements I take. It's on whatisperfection.com in today's post. And also there's an article linked in there that shows you some of the things that I do every single day to take care of my mental health, because it's not just about taking a pill, guys. We can't just take a pill and be like, okay, problem solved, life will get great again. It doesn't work like that. We need to start diversifying the way we treat our bodies when we're sick. And if you're mentally struggling, you need to diversify the way you take care of yourself. It's not just about a pill. It's about getting proper sleep, deep soul searching, reflection, intensive, meditation and yoga, and whatever works for you. You got to find that system. So I share mine in a link to the article on What is Perfection. So let's jump in, okay? Now, this is going to be a two-parter. You guys are probably freaking out. Like, these are all the medications. Supplements. Okay, this is a two-parter, and I'm going to tell you why. So, a very long time ago, I had mono. I don't know if anybody has had mono. It sucks. I got it in high school. Mononucleosis is really like, the kissing disease, but it does so much worse than that. Like, I have a really hard time. My adrenal glands do not produce the cortisol levels that they should naturally. This is my theory. It has not been proven, but this is how I feel my body is. And I've noticed that over time, I've really, really struggled with, the energy and the stability of staying energized. And I would sleep like 12 hours a day and be like, why am I still tired? It was really, really weird. So half of these pills that I'm showing you will be a part 2 talking about adrenal fatigue and how to combat it. Huge important stuff, guys. But today we're going to talk about anxiety, depression, and bipolar symptoms and how I treat those with my supplements, okay? So we're going to get started with my favorite, okay? Omega-3. Now, I don't know why I'm showing you these bottles because everything's backwards, but yeah, it's a lot of pill bottles, but Amberly, these are just supplements, and I don't, we're not going to go through all of them today because half of them refer in something totally different, which I'll talk about in another video. Adrenal fatigue. Super fun, guys. Okay, so this is my omega-3 supplement. I've taken a lot of different omega-3s over the years. It's something that I swear to God, if you are not taking it, you are insane. Absolutely insane. Omega-3 is something that comes from, it's a fatty acid, right? It comes from fish, mostly. It can also come from vegan sources also. I think like seaweed, algae, is a source of omega-3. But as a person who tries to practice a vegan lifestyle, I make an excuse and I take the fish oil. And there's a reason, okay? First of all, P.S., it makes your burp smell really fishy. So that's like the only downside to taking this. And the pill actually isn't that, it's kind of scary if you don't like taking pills. I mean, it's big. It's like a big fish oil pill. But it's just oil. This is all this is. It's a natural substance. There's no chemicals in here. It's natural fish oil. And this is why fish oil is important. Fish oil is important. Sorry, I'm reading comments over here. Phil says, I was introduced to a calming pill that was all natural. I forget the name. I have one here. I also used to take kava. I don't know if you guys have heard of taking kava, but I'll tell you about that in a minute. This is True Calm. We'll get into this. Don't worry. So omega-3, emotional stability, huge fan. If you're not taking it, you're nuts. You guys, you're absolutely nuts. So I like for fish oil, I've been using Solgar. I would really recommend that you guys, well, also Amberly, go on whatisperfection.com and the article on that site has the links to all of the medications, well, supplements that I'm talking about today that you can order on Amazon. I order mine on Amazon for a reason. The first is I don't like to get my vitamin supplements from Target. I love Target. I'm obsessed with it. Generic pharmacies like CVS, Target, Walmart, they're good for those quick things that you need. But when it comes to my Supplements, I want to make sure they're holistic and I want to make sure they're natural, and I feel like getting those big branded the big branded lines, to me, worries me. So I don't do that. I stick with companies like Solgar, and now there's also a company that I used to use called Rainbow, which is really good. Okay, so back to omega-3. Let's talk about this, guys, because omega-3 is really important. Omega-3 is a fatty acid, and it mostly comes from fish oil, and we need it. Our bodies 100% need it. So if you're living a vegan lifestyle, I guarantee you're probably struggling with getting this. If you don't eat a lot of fish, you're probably struggling with getting this as well. Here's why it's important. Your brain, I believe, is like 70% made up of fatty acids. Okay, that's huge, 70%. And so when your brain is not being taken care of with getting the proper fatty acids that it needs, it starts acting a little weird, okay? So your brain is actually one of the most sensitive organs to inflammation. And I'm not talking like inflammation like, the pain that you feel when, you get an injury and it's inflamed. This is like a lower level of inflammation, but it's so sensitive that it starts to work a little haywire and off. I can tell you that when I start taking omega-3 consistently, after like less than a week, the mood swings, if you guys have ever experienced mood swings where like you're really happy one minute and then you're really not happy and like, if you're all over the place, I don't have those anymore. And I was diagnosed with bipolar type 1 and type 2 at one point in my life. And I take this every day now, and I could see such a dramatic effect where life is stable. It's stable. So it's starting to lead me to believe that the solution was always a natural imbalance that could be fixed instead of having to take a medication every day. Now I take something that's natural and that comes from food. I just don't eat a lot of that food all the time, so I need to take a supplement. So I take my omega-3 in the evening with a meal. Okay, some people say that they could take omega-3 like during the mornings. I don't like to burp fish. Like, I just don't. I don't know if that's your thing, but it smells really burpy, like really fishy. So I take them at night so that I don't have to worry about that. Take it with my last meal before I go to bed, and that's it. So that's omega-3. So am I happy all the time, Philip? No, I'm a human being. Like, I get sad. Like, it happens. Right? I literally had a breakdown yesterday where I was crying because I had a little fight with a friend. I'm a human being. Like, this is life. But omega-3 has prevented me from being unhappy for no reason. And it's prevented me from feeling anxious for no reason. It's like those things that you can't explain when you're like emotionally off for some weird reason. My boyfriend calls it the heebie-jeebies. When you feel that weird imbalance, this can combat that totally. So omega-3, that's the first thing I take every day. The other thing I want to share, I'm going to say this because this is totally contradicting what I said before, but I don't go to Walmart or Target for my supplements. I usually take a Rainbow 1-a-day multivitamin. Rainbow is the brand, guys. But I ran out, so I had to go rush and get something at Target. But I take a multivitamin every day because here's the truth. We don't eat like we used to. As human beings, like, we don't get the nutrients that we need on a regular basis, and we need to do what we can to make sure that we're getting them. So taking a multivitamin every day, guys, this is serious. Like, we should be doing this every single day of our lives. It's not something that is a sort of maybe, I guess I'll do that. Like, we really, especially if we're suffering from emotional imbalance, it's huge. And I'll get to why in a minute. Fish burps equal no more girlfriend. Oh my God, Philip, you're hysterical. That's so funny. So, okay, so multivitamin is a must. The fish oil is a must. So now I'm going to get to my added ones, which you guys probably have never heard of. I did not hear of them for a very long time until I started doing research, and a friend recommended this to me. Really awesome. Probably my favorite thing that I take is 5-HTP. Okay? 5-HTP. And when I saw that, for some reason I was like, is this a printer? What is HTP? Like, that is so weird. It's a tiny little pill with some powder in it, right? It's really small. I take this once a day at night. even though it says you should take it 1 in the morning and 1 at night, if your body is really sensitive, my advice, and you guys, can take this for what it's worth, but a lot of the pill bottles that I notice when I take supplements, it says like take 1 in the morning and 1 at night, or take 1 3 times a day as needed. Any supplement I ever take, I always take just 1. Because if my body is so lacking that nutrient, I don't want to go into overload, and I don't want to like start dousing myself with that vitamin. So I start really low and I just take 1 a day. So this one I think said to take it once. It says take 1 twice a day as needed. Okay. So I just take it actually once a day, and I take it at night. So what is 5-HTP, right? Really weird. You will never find this on the shelf of a Target. You might find it in GNC, but I recommend you go on whatisperfection.com and just click the link in the article for today, because it has this brand, Solgar. So 5-HTP, what is it? It is a chemical, not a chemical, it's a nutrient, a natural nutrient that comes from a plant pod. Okay, not pot, guys. This is not marijuana. This is not like, what is the thing we see like all the trends on? Something oil, CBD oil, right? So 5-HTP. 5-HTP is a natural supplement, and it comes from a pod from like West Africa and like a plant. And it is an amazing lifesaver. I call this, what is it? Nature's natural Prozac. It's natural Prozac, really. This is what it is. So Prozac, if you guys are on an antidepressant, or if you've ever taken an antidepressant before, antidepressants mostly work where they're treating your body for the lack of serotonin. Serotonin is like a happy, feel-good chemical, right? It's an endorphin kind of, like it makes you feel good. So 5-HTP is a natural supplement that enhances the serotonin in your body. It actually allows your body to start learning how to take it in properly. And my brain does not absorb serotonin properly. So yeah, it sounds like a broke website. That's what it is, Philip. I thought it was a printer. So it sounds like a broken website. That's exactly, oh my God, that's amazing. So if your brain is broken, if it's not printing properly, you have to get 5-HTP. So 5-HTP is natural. It comes from a pod. It's a positive mood support and promotes relaxation. So I would recommend if you start taking it, take it at night, because you're going to feel a little sleepy. But it definitely has totally changed the way I look at depression. I used to think depression needed to be solved by taking a pill every day. I don't think that anymore. I mean, it's a pill, but it's a natural herb. It's a natural supplement. Solgar 5-HTP, nature's Prozac, guys. It's fantastic. It affects the way that your brain looks at or takes in serotonin, and serotonin is huge. It affects depression, anxiety, migraines, headaches, mood swings. It affects our PMS if you're a girl out there watching this. So I highly recommend taking this. I take it once a day at night, even though the bottle says to take it, twice a day. I'm very sensitive to things. I don't know if you guys are, mostly people, honestly, people who are struggling with anxiety and depression I believe, have very highly sensitive bodies. Like they are very inner aware of what's going on. And so you may not need to take these so often. You really may not need to take these so often. I take them once a day. So this is the last one. And I've only done, really guys, I know you were scared by that big box that I showed, but there's only the fish oil, the multivitamin, the 5-HTP, and then True Calm. Okay, now I want to explain something about True Calm, because I feel like oftentimes brands try to entice you by using words like that, like relaxation pill, or like bright energy, or like, something that is giving you what you need. But after doing research, this one is actually really valuable, and it's an integral part of my mental health routine. So True Calm is actually a supplement blend. It's not just like one nutrient, like I'm talking about 5-HTP or omega-3. Those are generally just like simple, right? This has more than one thing in it. True Calm is a mix, and it's a mix of things that we really, really need. And I'm just going to explain to you the first 3, because the first 3 are the strongest in this vitamin, and they're probably the most important. So the first one is niacin, which is also B6. So if you're struggling with, oh, Amber Lee. Oh, a mini-me meltdown, like your daughter. Oh my God, I thought you were just telling me you were having an anxiety attack or something. A mini-me meltdown, oh. Okay, my multivitamin, I would look at Rainbow. I didn't post it in the article, but I'll actually go back and add it. The one that I have right now is just Women's One a Day because I ran out of the one that I take. But Rainbow is a really good brand, or you can get Solgar. Solgar is a really good brand. And even now, you know, I like these organic lines. They're really, really good. So, anyway, back to this amino acids True Calm. So, the first one in here is the B3 and then the B6. And these vitamins are so super important. The vitamin Bs, I always look at them as like brain vitamins, right? Like anytime, and I don't know if that's necessarily true, but like having a strong amount of the vitamin Bs will prevent you from having those crazy ups and downs. Whatisperfection.com, Philip, is the website. But yeah, it prevents you from having those crazy ups and downs. And then there's also magnesium in here, which is like the women's supplement. Magnesium is so important. It combats like PMS symptoms, depression and anxiety as well. But it's really great for getting that oxygen going into your cells. So I really recommend these guys. Who has questions? I have thrown a ton of stuff at you. I'm wondering, I'll just hang on here for a little bit. If anybody has questions, you can ask, because I like to answer them. Yeah, I really have to tell you, like, the omega-3 is a huge one. This fish oil, guys, really big. I mean, all of them. And it took me so long to really figure out what was available naturally. Yeah, both men and women should be taking these 100%. And also, like, they do other things for your body too. I just got to be clear. Like, these are supplements that are like omega-3, for example, is generally advertised as like it's good for your heart. Yeah, I did, Jasmine. I completely stopped taking medications because I feel as if I don't need them anymore. Like, but I did. I went through a doctor. Like, you need to do that with a doctor. Is there a difference in the dosage and type if you're a man versus a woman? I don't think so. I think that depending on how much you weigh is how much you should be taking in terms of dosage of any type of supplement, because your body needs to absorb it. But, you know, like I said, these things are generally advertised in other ways. Amberly, do I have any side effects compared to the ones I got from prescribed medications? Oh boy, are you ready for this? No. No. None. I have no side effects from this shit. I mean, the fish oil, you burp fish sometimes. The True Calm and the 5-HTP, I would just recommend you take them at night because they do make you a little bit sleepy. But that's it. I have a lack of anxiety. I have a lack of depression. It's all gone. I believe the FDA-approved drugs are harmful and the benefits of big pharma. Yeah, these are all natural, Philip. But no, Amberline, I have no side effects at all. I'm not bullshitting you. I mean, I might be different than you. You might take them and you might say, hey, like, I feel weird. But, like, I don't think that's possible. It's like fish oil, this amount of fish oil you would get from eating a lot of salmon. Do you feel weird after you eat salmon? You know what I mean? Like, you have to think about it like that. And the 5-HTP is like just a calming effect. Yeah, I mean, you have to also go through these things with your doctor. Like, I have a really big thing against big pharma because after being through so many doctors and so many psychiatrists and just being prescribed all of these things, like, I felt like you would go into a room and the doctor would talk to you for all of 5 minutes and diagnose you with some serious mental health condition and then prescribe you antipsychotics. Like, that's what happened to me. And so I felt like through the years when I was trying to get help and be healthy, like, I could not get the resources I needed. to feel that mental clarity, to feel that mental stability. And every doctor's solution was like, oh, here, take a bunch of drugs. And they didn't work for me. Not only did they not work for me, but they caused so much more damage in my life and my mental health. So I needed to break away from that. And that's just my story. Everybody's different. Everyone has their own road where everyone may or may not need certain nutrients or certain chemicals or certain, prescribed medications. And it's no harm, no foul. It's all up to you guys. It's really, really, everyone's on their own journey. I have a fly in here. It's driving me nuts. But yeah, so that's it. Jasmine says, that gives me a lot of hope. I've been afraid that I can't survive in the world without medication, but knowing that there are natural herbs helps. Yeah. I mean, it's a scary, listen, I want to also be clear too that what was I going to say? I'm sorry. This is like a really emotional topic for me. And I feel like I always want to be careful of how I say things because I don't want to either offend anybody or make somebody feel as if I know better than them or that I'm discriminating. I never want to give that impression or make anybody feel that way. But I can tell you that, from my own life story, my own life experience, I felt like there was never going to be a solution other than taking a pill every single day. And for a long time that bothered me because there's such a stigma attached to mental illness. There's such a stigma attached to it. And it made me feel like I was this weird person who was never going to have a steady job or was never going to be looked at as normal by other people because I had a mental illness and would always have to hide it because it's embarrassing. Who wants to talk about that, right? But the truth is, the minute that I stepped into it and the minute that I really raised my standards and said, you know what, this is my life, this is who I am, I have this. I have a mental illness, guys. I have a mental illness. But I treat it every single day with care and with love, and I don't ignore it. I don't push it away and pretend that it's not there. I give it the most love and attention that it deserves because I want it to, I don't want it to hinder me. And so it's like that saying that I use a lot, what we resist persists. The minute that you sit here saying, well, I don't have this, I'm going to ignore it, and just stop my medication, that's when life fails. That's when things fall apart and get crazy messy and, you live on a roller coaster. I mean, at least for me. But the minute I stopped and said, you know what, I have this and I'm going to treat it with love and I'm going to care for it and I'm going to pay attention to it, that was the minute that my whole entire life changed. It was why I became a life coach. I wanted to be able to show people how to reclaim their emotional health. I mean, look, guys, everybody who struggles with that emotional balance probably feels like they are weird, feels like they are never going to have the life that they want, feels like they can't accomplish what they're hungry for in their life. And all of that is not true. All of it is fake. It's all in your head because you're living in this fear, in this, this mindset that having a mental illness makes you a crazy person because that's how society sort of makes you think you should feel, but it's not true. It's not true. I run a 6-figure business now, loving and inspiring it, coaching people every single day on how to reclaim their life and gain happiness and take control of their future. And, it's a part of my narrative. It's a part of who I am. It's a part of why I'm here. And it's here for a reason. It makes me stronger. It makes me more it makes me more down to earth, more real, more raw, and I love that. So you have to come from a place, if you're going to treat your mental illness or your emotional health in any way, you have to do it from a place of love. You have to do it from a place where you are embracing it and caring for it like it's any other thing that just needs attention, care, and love. And that's it. All right, guys. I want to stay on this video because this was so fun. What else can I tell you? I really liked this one. If you guys have any questions, please reach out to me, message me in the community groups. I'm always here. I'm always available. I love, love, love this live video stuff, guys. It's so fun. It's so fun. And go check out, if you want to get access to or figure out how to buy these, because they sell them on Amazon, there are links in the whatisperfection.com article today. Love you. Love all of you. Thank you for watching.